Okay, I'm going to try and run through a handful of plays as quickly as I can. But so first thing I want to talk about here is basic coverage on pass plays. Okay, so when the ball is snapped, we're immediately, and when I say we, not only a crew, but the defense as well, is going to read, run, or pass. And as keying in on their linemen, they kind of tell us if it's a run play or a pass play. So when they kind of hold their ground and not charge out and move the pocket a little bit or take a step back, it's kind of telling us pass play, because not only are we reading this as officials, but the defense is reading it as well, because these two players right here, for example, are shooting out in the pass pattern, and these fellas here are reading that, and instead of attacking the line of scrimmage for a run play like they normally would, they are holding position um, to play defense against these receivers as they come out into formation. So when we do that as deep officials, okay, we normally start around 20 yards off the line of scrimmage, okay? So the line of scrimmage is the 30-yard line, and so our deep officials will be starting on the 50. But as you can see here at the 50, our wing officials are not there. They have retreated, okay, or provided cushion, okay, to stay downfield or ahead of and have the um, entire play boxed in, including the receivers where they're downfield. So as you can see, this is a long incomplete pass, okay, but you see everybody has kind of moved downfield. Here's where they would have started. Here's where the back judge would have started. As you can see, no one is in screen here, and we are at least 15 yards downfield. So this crew has done a good job to retreat and stay downfield ahead of the pass. Now, it doesn't get the full picture in here, but it gets you an idea. If we read run, we want to stay put. If we read we want to stay put and keep our attention here, watching blocks as they may come around corner. But if we read pass, we want to retreat this way, backpedaling, keeping our face to the receivers, and keep as much in front of us as we possibly can on pass plays. So while the line of scrimmage officials, the line judge and the head linesman are holding the line of scrimmage, the head linesman will drift a little bit, maybe 5 to 10 yards max. Okay, but the line judge will hold the line of scrimmage. Now in this case, you'll see the line judge downfield a little bit. But why is he downfield? He's downfield because the ball was put in the air. Okay, and once the ball's in the air, okay, there's no reason to hold the line of scrimmage anymore. Okay, um, because now you see he's starting to move now with the ball in the air, because if there's a catch, then he's responsible for going down and getting spots. So this is just a quick example of retreating downfield officials to stay in front of pass plays. So on this play, I want everyone just to kind of take a second. This receiver right here is going to catch the ball, and I'm going to play it through, all right? And I want everybody just to kind of watch it in full speed and put in your mind, just kind of say, hey, where is the spot of forward progress? Okay, so let me back up here. So let's just say, where's he down? Okay, so we see where he's down. Okay, let's see where the guy's spotted. So the guys come up and they spot him at the 47-yard line. Okay, they spot him at the 47-yard line. Now, it is 1st and 15. This is the line to gain, so we're well beyond the line to gain. Okay, but I just want to use this as a spot at forward progress exercise to kind of get our eyes, because it is going to be very, very tough. Okay, because he is getting ready. He's down right now. His knee is down right now. Okay, there's his knee. There's the ball. So the ball is between the 48 and the 49-yard line. So in this situation, because we like to be on ticks when we can, and it's not a threatened line like the line to gain. A threatened line means the goal line is threatened or the line to gain is threatened. So we're beyond all that stuff. In this case, we would spot him at the 48-yard line. Now you're going to ask, how in the world is he or he supposed to see that from back there? You're correct. It is very, very tough. Okay, and it will take you a long time. But these are spots that we need to get accustomed to be able to get, okay, and look for. And if we can get these spots and be accurate on these spots for forward progress, a lot of other forward progresses will become more and more accurate as we go forward. So as you can see, a lot of times we don't see until we wait till the slide, and we get the slide, and they don't get the slide. Okay, the slide is after they're already down. So this guy here is getting credited with an extra yard. My advice to you here as wing officials is this: on longer plays like this, if you think he's at the 47, do yourself a favor, back him up a yard and spot him at the 48, and you're going to find out that more your spots, you're going to be more accurate in that situation. Okay, so and again, on this play too, we had a pass play, and again we got retreating officials. Everyone has retreated downfield, and we got good boxed in coverage here. So this is what we want to look like on pass plays. All right. Oh, other thing. So on this play here, we had a foul. There's a foul back here that the referee and the umpire are going to discuss here in just a second. And our wing officials are up here at the line of scrimmage, or at the dead ball spot. Okay, as an official, your job is to stay at the dead ball spot. Do not move. If you think you know what's going on, don't think. 50% of the time, you're going to be wrong. Hold this spot, because if we come out of here and say we've got no foul, or it's a foul against the defense and the offense is going to decline it, then we're going to come to your spot here. But watch what happens. The officials leave the spot. The line judge first, and then the head linesman second. Now, I don't know what's been told on the radios as far as this is concerned, but this looks concerning, and this is a good illustrative point. There's been no signal that's coming out of here that the referee assigned has signaled to the press box. And if we come out of here and we're going to say, hey, no foul, or they're going to decline the penalty, we're going to take the results of the play, we don't know where the result of the play is here. So stay on your spot until the referee comes out and tells you specifically, hey, we're marching back, or we're accepting a foul, or he makes a signal to the press box. So good lesson there. Wing officials never, ever, 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 ever leave the dead ball spot. All right. All right. In this situation, I'm going to back this up a little bit here. I'm going to do quick on this because we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but I'm just going to use this as an illustration purpose. All right, so we're way back here, and the offense is coming out. Now, the line judge is way in here. Now, what's happened up until this point is that the line judge is going to want to say something to the wide receiver here. Okay, maybe his formations are wrong. Maybe he needs to do better on them. But if you're going to sit there and say something to a receiver, get to them early before the offense gets up, before they get to the line of scrimmage. Okay, because watch what's happening. He's backing up. He could be in there in his ear right now saying, hey, you need to make your spots better. Don't make it a soapbox. Just make it quick. You got to line up better. So what happens is now he walks into him. The offense is ready to go. The offense is ready to go, and now he's having a conversation with this wide receiver. And then what eventually happens is he goes back, and now the guy's still talking to him, and now the ball is snapped. I'm not saying don't do this, but be very, very smart about the timing on how you do this. I like the idea of doing this to try and talk them out of a foul and help them correct things, but don't be engaged with the player when the ball is getting ready to be snapped, or when the snap is imminent. Okay, that's the lesson there. Just be very, very careful about those. All right, I want us to watch the head linesman on here. I wish it was closer. I wish we had a close-up video on this, but if you don't take anything else away from this video, you take away this play. We are inside the 5-yard line. Okay, when we are inside the 5-yard line, the deep officials, the deep wings, are on the back corner pylon. The field side judge is here, and the field judge is over here in the corner, and the back judge is obviously here. So on these plays, at the 5-yard line and in, the first thing we're going to see this head linesman do, okay, ball is snapped, and he is moving to the goal line. That's our first mechanic, move to the goal line. We want to get to the goal line, and if what we call officiate out. So if the ball is anywhere near the goal line, we have the correct angle that we need to judge whether or not the ball has crossed the plane. Next thing is going to happen is, as the play comes over this way, we're going to see this official back up. Okay, ideally he wants to back away toward the track and create space because he wants to save his knees. Okay, that's important because we like to get up and be able to officiate the next play. But also too, he's going to what we call widen his angle. Wide angles are good. All right, so he's backing up, and then the runner scores. Now I want you to watch what our head linesman does now. He turns to the action, to where all the players are, and he gives his touchdown signal. Okay? This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. We have too many officials that will this exact play, and we've got veteran officials who will come up to this pylon, and they'll be looking straight down the goal line over here, okay, looking all pretty for the camera, all right, waving to their mother in the stands or whatever the hell they're doing, okay, and they got their back to all this action. And that is so wrong. This official right here has officiated this play perfectly. On top of that, we've got the side judge coming in. We got the umpire coming up. The referee's right here as needed. The only thing that would make this play a little bit more perfect is if the back judge was moving over as well. He may not have to go all the way in here, but if he just kind of closes down a little bit, because this is where all the players are. This is where all the players are. This is a well officiated play, and as far as goal line mechanics are concerned, and as far as signaling touchdown, never turn your back to players, even if giving the touchdown signal. This play was done perfectly by this crew, and I really like this as a good example of what to do. Okay, let's see what happens with this next play here. Oh, we're just going to have a little bit of a little catch and run here. All right, little catch and run. And we're going to watch our line judge here. So we talked about trailing the play. All right, let's trail the play with a jog, not necessarily a sprint, not in this close proximity. Okay, because if you watch, he can get a little bit too close in here. Okay, ideally he probably should be back here. Okay, just a couple steps. All right, because we just want to stay away from danger. Okay, we don't want to get too close to the play. Okay, but other than that, watch what he does. He comes in, he's got the spot. He sees where his spot is. He's got it, and he gets it, and he is killing the clock, and he's facing out of bounds. And what you're going to see is the field judge, the back judge, the umpire, and even the referee, everyone closes down because this is where the players are. Okay? So we got a great spot facing out of bounds. Love it. The back judge is on his way. Umpire is on his way. You're going to see the referee here in a second. Here's our field judge. Now, the field judge is getting the ball tossed to him right now, which is very, very handy and very cooperative by a player. But he's coming in. But watch what he does. Now he's always worried about is getting the ball in, and now he's got his back to players too. So get the ball, but kind of freeze up, hold your position, and don't let nobody behind you. The good thing here is the back judge is coming over to help out here, but a little extra credit is don't run through traffic to take yourself away from watching players during dead ball. But otherwise, this is a very good play to watch as far as what we want to look like over on the field. Let's see here what we got here. Bear with me 1 second. All right, same type play. We're going to have a sideline play, and again, he runs out of bounds. Okay, we've got eyes here. We're doing great. Okay. And his eyes are here. Here comes our field judge. Now our back judge didn't come in too much this time. Would rather see him move up a little bit. Our umpire's coming over, and we really do a pretty good job here. And then here comes the ball. The ball's coming he flips it to that official. The players are going to flip the ball to any official they see sometimes. So, but watch what happens. He flips it to the field judge. Okay, and the field judge is taking it and bringing it to the umpire. This is our mechanic, and again, a very good play. Here comes our referee in. Okay, so we got this play boxed in. So this is a good example of an out-of-bounds play and how to properly coverage and get the ball in. Rotate the ball back into the umpire. Same thing here. What we got here? Up. Okay, now our runner's down. So the question I'm going to ask everybody: what's the status of the clock? The clock is saying 1:23. Is he inbounds or out of bounds? You're the clock operator. You're in the press box. Okay? You've got to make a decision as to whether or not you should continue to run this clock or whether or not you should stop this clock, because you can't tell whether or not he is on the sideline, out of bounds, or he stayed inbounds. Okay, so with a clock operator trying to figure these stuff out, we help them out because a line judge who's sitting right here who had a very good game, who's watching this, watch him come in and watch what he does. He gives 2 winds with a signal. Okay, I'm gonna go back and slow it again. So he is winding the clock right now. Okay, this is telling the clock operator, and the clock is continuing to run here. See, it's 1:21 now. He is telling everybody we are in bounds. He tells the crew. Okay, that's telling the crew. That's telling the coaches. That's telling the clock operator that anytime we have a play near the sideline like this, we want to give a wind, two strong winds like that to let everybody know that you've got the play in bounds and that the clock needs to continue to run. And like all other plays, here comes our field judge. Here comes our umpire. We're doing another good job here on these sideline plays. Let's see here. All right. Real quick, we're going to, just as an example of, we're just going to notice the 5 dots. Okay. All right. We got 5 dots here. The line of scrimmage is, and some of you may already know where I'm going with this, which is good. The line of scrimmage is looks like the 42-yard line. Okay. And this guy right here is not even beyond the 41. So the rule is he has to be breaking the waistline of the snapper, which is probably right in here somewhere. So he is, and some people are going to say, well, this is a little ticky-tack, Dave. No, this is how we officiate this. The line of scrimmage is the 42-yard line. He needs to have part of a good portion of his body, foot, helmet, anything, in this 1-yard belt. He is not on the line of scrimmage. And that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll talk about this more, okay? But we do not have a legal formation here, okay? So I want you to notice what the line judge does on this situation, okay? First of all, we're going to ask ourselves, if we have a legal formation, are we going to shut this play down and blow our whistle and go into the referee and say, hey, we got an illegal formation? Or are we going to treat this as a live ball foul? Well, let's remember, if they can fix it, then it's a live ball foul. And in this situation, he could fix it because he could simply just step up, okay? He could just simply step up and get himself right before the ball is snapped. But he doesn't do that, okay? So because he can step up, this is going to be a live ball foul, okay? So the ball is snapped, and watch what our official does right here, okay? He's got his flag in his hand, and he just simply just tosses it in the air, nice and gently, tosses it out to the numbers, okay? Ideally, if he wants extra credit, I'd say he'd probably be tossing it over here, but we're okay with this. Gets it visible, and it's in the field to understand we have an infraction, so at the end of the play, we can administer the penalty. Now again, like he always does, he officiates the play. He didn't quit officiating. He has a spot to get, he got the spot. He's killing the clock. He's doing everything right like we've seen in the other plays. And just like another play, here comes our umpire, here comes our field judge, and here's our referee. And then at the end, he's going to turn around and tell, he just said there very quickly, let me back it up a little bit. So now he's told the referee what foul he's got, and he's reported his foul. Okay? So that's an example of how to throw a foul, how you throw your flag on a play like that. Let's see here. All right. All right, so we're going to watch the head linesman at the top. We're going to have a rollout to the right, and so everything's going right, student body right. So I'm going to watch what this head linesman does right here in just a second, because everything is stringing out toward the sideline. And at some point, he starts to move back. See him moving back? As the play's coming out there, he's moving back again to get himself out of harm's way. Now, we can move that way if you can, but we're in the team box right here. I'm going to be honest with you. You might have a yard or two to back up, okay, before you start hitting bodies who are in the coach's box, and they're legal to be there. Okay, they get 2 yards off the field. They could be 2 yards off the field because that's their box. So you may have to start moving this way. This is a good mechanic and to keep the play in front of them, because ideally this runner is going to decide to turn upfield here at some point. And the question is, does he do it before he gets to the sideline or as he gets to the sideline? And if we're standing at the sideline as he tries to turn upfield, our knees are going to come into question again. So this is a good move by the head linesman. Luckily, he gets tackled in the field of play, and everybody's safe. But when you have plays coming at you at the sideline like that, we want to tend to back up into the offensive backfield and let the play move in front of us. All right, let's see what we got here. We got a lot. Let me get rid of all this stuff down here because this is going to give everything away. So I'm just going to, this is going to be a long pass play. And again, we're going to see good cushion on everything. All right, we're going to see one little small slip up by the back judge here. But again, pass play, everyone's retreating, and we got a long pass. But what happens here in this case, instead of staying back, the back judge gets stuck in the middle. So we want to try and stay beyond that. And in this case, I think he had time to do it. Okay, I think he had plenty of room to get himself to the goal line and stay in front of this play, but he gave up on it early. Okay, but there is going to be a time where the kids are faster than us, are going to overtake us, but we want to avoid that as much as we possibly can. If that means we need to start a little deeper, 26, 27, you'd be surprised how much a yard or two will really make a difference in this game when it comes to cushions on long pass plays. You just have to make those adjustments, okay? So anyway, just want to kind of illustrate a good job by the side judge, good job by the field judge in that situation. Now, what's going to happen now is that we got a ball on the ground way back. I'm going to talk about ball mechanics here. We got an incomplete pass over 50 yards downfield, and the ball is laying on the ground right now. And who needs a ball? Who needs the ball is our lonely umpire, okay? Our lonely umpire who gets his feelings hurt very often if he doesn't have a ball in his hands. Umpires are happy when they have balls in their hand, okay? So he's going to look for a ball right now. So where is he going to go to get a ball? Is he going to look 50 yards downfield to try and get this ball? No, he's not. He's going to look at the sideline to say, hey, this is a lot closer, and I can get a ball from the sideline a lot quicker than I can 50 yards downfield. And he recognizes that White is on offense, so he looks to White's sideline, okay? And they've got a ball person over here. Sometimes they'll have two, but most of the time they'll only have one, and he's yelling for a ball. And our head linesman over here is trying to help him out, trying to help him find the ball. So this is part of the pregame we'll talk about later when it comes to ball personnel. But as you can see in here, the head linesman in here has gotten a ball, and he's throwing it, tossing it to our umpire. Okay, you'll see it right here. And now our umpire is all happy because he has a football in his hand. Meanwhile, what's happened with this ball downfield? The back judge has collected the ball, and he's bringing it over here to the field judge, okay, and to give that ball to the ball boy, and we get the play set up, the next play set up pretty quickly. But that's a good example right here of a ball rotation on a long incomplete pass. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. Another little forward progress thing. So let's just do it again. Let me get rid of my cheat sheets down here because I don't want nobody cheating on me. So here's our guy. He's out in space and running. Now here comes our wing officials. Our deep officials are not trying to get the spot. They're still retreating, which is good. And all of a sudden he's going to get tackled. And okay? Everybody, right now, where's the spot? Where is the spot? Okay. You guys have a number in your mind. You just saw it on live. We only get one crack of these on the field. Now, we're coming down and giving it to him at the 35-yard line. Okay, at the 35-yard line. So, like I said before, we're going to see here. Here he is. And where is he down? He is down. He's down. Knee is down at the 38-yard line. The ball's probably at the 37-yard line. So that's his actual spot of forward progress right there, is the 37-yard line. Now, again, very difficult to tell from back here. But on these long plays, again, I will reiterate, if you get down here and you're guessing at a spot, back up a yard, you're probably going to be right more times than not. On a 50-yard play right here or a 40-yard play, no one's going to lose any sleep or whether or not it's 39 yards or 41 yards. I understand that. But this is just a lesson of trying to get used to recognizing forward progresses and when the player is actually down. Okay? So, again, good. And notice it's a long play, and we have come to get this as our spot, head linesman and line judge. They're coming to get the spot, and our deep officials are staying out of there. Okay? So, and what we got on this one? Same thing. We got student body left now. A little screen pass comes back. We're going to watch our line judge again. Just another example of this. And he's just cool. And then he turns up and he's going to find the field. Now, again, I think he's going a little bit too fast, but not to the point where I'm going to raise any kind of cane with him or as far as that's concerned. But he can probably take us, uh, reduce it to a light jog, if you will, or to a meaningful jog rather than a try and sprint. Because what's going to happen here in a second, you're going to see this receiver come down here and start moving east and west for a little bit. And if he's moving east and west and we're moving north and south, we're going to catch him pretty quick. So, and we use that to our advantage at times because, all right, there he goes. Now he's going to move, now moves east and west, and now look where we are here. Now, even here, if he was at an aggressive jog, he'd probably be closer, probably here, which is still trailing at a good point. But again, this is just examples of we want to trail the play, not necessarily, we do not want to try and keep up with the runner, but we want to kind of keep up with them and be able and still be able to officiate the play. While all this is going on, our umpire is helping out back here. Our referee is helping out back here. Our attention is here, and we got attention coming from all over the field to kind of watch blocks and watch players in a perfect world. But this is another good example, pretty good example here for our line judge. And when he finally gets tackled down, instead of trying to figure out his forward progress from 50 yards downfield, he is right on top of the play and he gets a good strong spot. Okay, kills the clock right away because we have a first down, and our head linesman's coming down to mirror his spot. So another good example of what we like to look like on these plays. Notice that the side judge is 10 yards beyond where he was down. Okay, he was been given cushion, and the field judge over here is probably doing the same thing, even though he's out of picture right now. Okay, and I think that's kind of the last play I want to run for us right now. I'm gonna skip these two for right now. But anyway, that's all I got for this week. Good luck, and I hope you got any questions, just let us know.